gentleman who met me in Kamini Kadam's house?
Right there.
Hello, how do you do? Nice to meet you. Both of you were there?
Yes.
All right, may God bless you. How are you keeping?
Fine, thank you.
May God bless you. Nice to meet you again.
Mother, a lady from Kazoo Radio, who is coming as a seeker,
Hi.
but has also arranged that if an interview is possible.
All right.
Barbara,
Yes,
this is Barbara.
yeah. So today we should have questioning only, will be a good idea. All right?
Thank you, Mother.
May God bless.
Before we begin, I would like to introduce myself to those of you in the room. My name is Barbara Schuler, and I do a radio program on a station from Monterey called Discovery, which is usually on Wednesdays from 1 to 2:30 and is going to be now on Thursdays from 11 to 11:30 to 1 o'clock. And it's my privilege to be here to do a taped interview for my listeners. So for the listeners, I would like to say that we are at the Kenolan Campgrounds in Santacruz, and this is an interview with Her Holiness Mataji. Mother, today there were many things said about Sahaja Yoga, about your philosophy, and very little was said about who you are as a person. And I thought it would be good to start out with some questions about who you are, who were you as a child, what people influenced you, what brought you to the place you are today as a luminous being sitting before me and before us.
I'm a very ancient being. That problem is like this. And what can I tell you about myself? I just don't know what part will interest you. But only thing I can say that I was born with this understanding and awareness that I have to find out a method by which I could give mass realization to people. I was a realized soul, of course. I knew all about it from my very childhood. But the problem was that how to make many people get it. Because if one person gets it, or one person has it, if one person is an incarnation, people don't understand it. Not only that, but they may even try to destroy such a person. That's what happened to all the saints who came on this earth. Christ was crucified, Muhammad Sahib was given poison, because they were ignorant. They did not know what it was, what was he saying. So it was important, first of all, to find out a method how to give them mass realization. And from that angle, I just thought that this is why I am on this earth, and I have to do this job, for which I wanted to study about human beings. I took my birth in a Christian family, and that too a family which was Protestant family, because I felt that Protestants are fanatics but very sophisticated. And they rationalize everything to such an extent that nobody can see beyond it. So I better take my birth in them. And my father and mother had already taken birth, whom I had chosen as my parents. They were great people, realized souls, and especially my father was a person who knew why I was on this earth. Even my mother knew about it. So a special rapport was between them and me, and they could understand why I was busy meditating or finding out about how to give realization to others. Then I would say my father, who was a very learned man, who knew about 14 languages, who translated Quran-e-Sharif into Hindi, who was a member of the Constituent Assembly. He made our constitution. Also, he was the only Christian to be elected in those days. And then my mother was a honors in mathematics, all very well educated and nice people. They dedicated their life to the cause of freedom of India. And I also felt that that was very important, because if we are not free, we cannot do anything on religious basis. This one thing is to be free from this slavery. And that's how I also helped them a lot, and our whole family suffered a lot. And I went through terrible times at a very young age. I was with Mahatma Gandhi also because he liked me very much as a child, so I stayed on with him. Then I used to come back to study again, go back to him. He used to call me Nepali because my face has a Nepali face. And he used to talk to me as if he's talking to his grandmother sometimes. It was very sweet, and he was a very sweet man, extremely sweet person to children.